The TheVanDeans head to Durango, Colorado. Come join us as we go for a bike ride around town, check out some whitewater kayaking, and go for a ride on a train. This is Dylan if you don't know her, and she loves to climb.
That's a good one.
Cheeky monkey. This was a fun suspension bridge and Dylan liked the wobbles for sure. We got to see up the river and then a gentleman doing some fly fishing, which was new to us. He didn't catch anything though. We had lunch at Grassburger, which was amazing healthy foods, and then Dylan had fun as a kid, just as she should.
You told my mask.
We found Durango, Colorado to be a charming little historic town that we enjoyed seeing what it had uniquely to offer. This river trail that could be ridden or hiked was one of the things we loved other than the local shops. And then there was a whitewater park that Scotty absolutely loved. We could have sat here and watched the guys kayak all day. And we noticed there was a couple of girls that were giving the guys a run for their money. We didn't get them on video, unfortunately. Scotty said he'd definitely have to have a dry suit to go in this cold water, but it's just nice to watch and listen to the peaceful sound of the water. Dylan couldn't take it, she just had to go down to the water.
Dylan practicing shot put.
Couple of good throws and Dylan was ready to go to the playground, stopping by the Harmony Park to play some music. This girl loves music and can even sing like her dad, which is awesome.
Can you do thunder?
A day well spent, and then we had a good night before we got up to go to the train in the morning. Here's just a little bit of Main Avenue in Durango, Colorado as we were trying to find the train station parking. We made it to the Durango train station and we were ready to go. This is the Durango and Silverton Narrow Gauge Railroad and Museum. We're going to take the ride up to Cascade Canyon today. All aboard! Come join us for the fun. Beware of soot when the train departs. Lots of things to look out through the window, and even a golf course as we drive by looks pretty darn good. so big she wanted to do it herself.
Thank you.
Stay by me, Mom.
Archer goes pretty close there at that.
Daddy, please. Don't walk.
We travelled along the Animaeus River, which was really pretty, and then we started climbing to higher elevation.
Watch out, Dylan.
The open air car that was 2 cars behind ours was great for viewing the spectacular sights. And this is just the start of the trip. Just wait till later. The first station that we stopped at was Rockwood, and it just had a cute little town, but they do a lot of maintenance on the train tracks and keep a lot of machinery here. As we climbed higher in elevation, you can see the rock walls got closer and closer to the train, and we were perched on the edge of a cliff for some of these great views that we'll show you in just a few minutes. But first, Daddy had to take Dylan to the concessions cart just to check things out. We arrived back to our seats just in time to enter the San Juan National Forest for this special part of the trip.
They created a rainbow. How cool.
This is the Tacoma Power Plant, built in 1905, and it services the town of Silverton to this day. Just a quick stop at Tank Creek to fill up 45,000 gallons of water, because that's how thirsty the locomotive is after the uphill haul to this point. Welcome to Cascade Canyon. As you can see, the train is backing in after the switch was made by the brakeman. Time for a picnic, lunch, and some photos. Let's check this place out.
Is it light or is it heavy? Is it heavy? What is it? Is it cold?
Oops.
Dylan honestly managed to get a bunch of coal on her white and pink jeans, but that's okay because it was a learning experience. She learnt the coal was very dirty and light. This was the warmest place to be, right close to the engine and the fire, and we could check things out that move on the engine, which interests Dylan, before we went to take some family photos by the river. We heard the whistle to board the train and checked out all the fancy carriages at the back end of the train on the way back to ours to board and get ready to go back down the hill. This is a 4-star resort that you can only get to via train or helicopter, and has an awesome ziplining course in this section of the property. Since we didn't video everything on the way up, we thought we would take some on the way down, and we hope you enjoy the clickety-clack of the train and the views that you get to see. guy obviously worked hard. This guy's got to walk miles to get in here to take photos of this train. Leaving the San Juan National Forest, we saw some guys doing some maintenance. for Papa. Lots of horns and whistles as we come through Durango. We've got a sleeping baby.
Our favorite part, outtakes.
Tricks that parents play on their kids. Dylan, take a drink of this. These are the lengths we go to get good shots, and they don't work. Here's Scotty's scared face. So silly. GoPro almost hit a tree.
I see the rainbow photo.
Dylan's memory of the day. The rainbow created by the train.